This is a picture of the place we did our service learning project at. It is Freeland Learning Center located in Freeland. The Freeland Learning Center has Young 5, kindergarten, first grade, and early childhood special education classes. We were both in kindergarten classrooms. We worked hands-on with students within the classroom and outside the classroom. We worked with the students mainly one-on-one or two-on-one. Occasionally we were three-on-one with students. We went to Freeland Learning Center for 8 weeks, once a week. On the days that we went there, we spent anywhere from 2 to 5 hours in our classroom. There was a variety of activities we completed with our students. We did shoe tying, we worked on holiday crafts. The crafts include cutting, ripping, coloring, gluing, time management, tracing, painting, and also just task completion. We also worked on handwriting with our students. While doing handwriting, we focused on numbers, letters, their names, and also on letter reversals. While doing handwriting, we used a program called Handwriting Heroes with a lot of our students. And also for handwriting, we worked on writing for the class book. We also did anti-bullying lessons and crafts, classroom management assistance for our teachers, one-on-one sight word practice, and also a baking activity which was decorating cookies, which also utilized fine motor skills. These are just a few pictures that we took on our last day working with the students. We brought in cookies to celebrate our last day being there. And we really put some thought into this because although we did want to have a fun activity, we also did still work on fine motor skills. So they were utilizing a knife to spread the frosting on. We also had icing that they had to squeeze really hard to get out. And then also a lot of them like putting sprinkles on. So most of them just stumped it, but some of them did take just their fingers and use more precision to get the sprinkles where they wanted to. So it was a fun activity that we got to do with them, but was also utilized to assess some other skills like their fine motor, using a knife, and also their strength when trying to squeeze out the icing. Being placed in these kindergarten classrooms allowed us to see the developmental ranges that children are in kindergarten. They're not all at the same spot. They're definitely developing at different rates. We're also able to utilize skills learned in our lifespan classes to help the children progress. So understanding the progression of grasp and being able to identify children who may have weakened hand muscles. Also allowing children to take movement breaks to assist with focusing. Those are things that we've learned in class that we are able to implement while working with the students. We also furthered our knowledge on the impact that occupational therapy can have in the school system, and also what types of activities we can focus on in the school setting.
So we did come up with a couple of student learning objectives for ourselves. So us as the occupational therapy students will learn how to manage a small caseload of children while developing individualized activities to best fit the students' needs. And the next one was the occupational therapy students will interact and communicate with the students within the classroom to identify personal needs that each student has for the OT students to address during their time at the Freeland Learning Center. We did feel as if we achieved these objectives, we were able to develop relationships with the children and we got to gain a better understanding of the role that an OT has in the school system. The biggest need that we found within the school system was that teachers just need that extra assistance with the tasks that will benefit individual students that they simply do not have time to address in class. So some of these things that we worked on involved fine motor skills like cutting, handwriting, and shoe tying. We also dealt with time management skills and assistance with staying focused. We worked on name and number assessments, and there was a piece that involved education on bullying. The first population learning objective that we came up with was that all students within these two classrooms will be able to tie their shoes independently at the end of the OT students' time at Freeland Learning Center. The second objective was that all students within these two classrooms will be able to write their first and their last name, all of the letters of the alphabet, and the numbers 1 through 20 after the OT students work on handwriting while at Freeland Learning Center. Some of these students still need more practice with shoe tying, but overall, there were some students that gained the ability to tie their shoes through working with them. The majority of the students are able to meet the second objective. Some students still have trouble with letter and number reversals. We got the opportunity to witness many great outcomes during our time spent at service learning. We got to develop relationships with the students and the teachers. We gained a better understanding of OT's role within the school system. We became more comfortable working one-on-one with the kindergarten students, and we were able to assist the teachers with activities that they do not have time to complete. We got the opportunity to help students gain skills needed for their transition into first grade. such as handwriting, shoe tying, conflict management, and learning their sight words. We saw many improvements throughout our time within these skills. We got to learn about many different teaching styles and how important it is to allow breaks for yoga, dancing, and deep breathing. The most important was that we learned how much work and effort goes into teaching a classroom of 20 to 25 kindergarten students. We now realize that it is not easy. Lastly, we just have a little snapshot here of all the thank you cards that we each received. In the second picture, that's Sabrina receiving her cards individually from each of the students. And we both really enjoyed our time at the Freeland Learning Center, and we are going to miss all of the kids so much.